Matter, but when the sheriff's bailiff picks up a mic, he has them rolling in the aisles. That's all next, and next is now at 6.
This is Eyewitness News at 6 with Deborah Knapp, weather with Albert Flores, and sports with Bobby Estel.
The family of an 80-year-old woman who allegedly contracted a venereal disease at a local nursing home are on their way to court. A lawsuit filed in district court today could cost the Crestway Care Center hundreds of thousands of dollars. Al Zimmerman joins us live with more now. Al?
Deborah, I'm sure you've been following this story along with some other folks. You remember last year that an 80-year-old woman who was here at Crestway Care Center was diagnosed with a venereal disease. The attorney says that that woman got the disease by having sex. Someone had sex with her here at the center. Also, we're talking about here a 16-year-old girl who also had a venereal disease here at Crestway last year. Both of those folks are involved with this lawsuit. Talked with the attorney today. She says, well, basically they want to teach these folks a lesson here with a lawsuit, possibly winning some big-time bucks.
The purpose of that is to catch the attention of this nursing home. It's a big corporate nursing home, and to let it know that, no, we don't accept that. San Antonio is not going to accept that type of care given to its population who needs to be in that home.
Attorney Mary Nell Maloney filed these lawsuits because she insists an employee here at Crestway Care Center had sex with her clients and gave them VD. And she insists that the 80-year-old woman was drugged when it happened and the 16-year-old was in a coma.
That doesn't have to happen, and it shouldn't.
I would suggest, come on and let's see how good Crestway is.
This guy who's director of operations here at Crestway says he doesn't believe any of the accusations even happened at all. But he says now the lawsuit is in the hands of their legal people.
We'll check with our legal counsel and do whatever we're supposed to do. But, you know, we're a place that takes care of people, and we like to do it very well.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how the legal people take care of all this. That guy you just heard from, Robert Yarborough, he just started here at the end of February. He wasn't here when all that happened. He says he doesn't know a whole lot about it, but he insists that as far as Crestway goes right now, everything inside is running well. Deborah?
Now, Al, is Yarborough saying that neither of these patients have a venereal disease or contracted one?
Well, he did not want to comment on that specifically, Deborah. He didn't want to comment on anything that the lawsuit involved, but he insisted that it wasn't an employee at Crestway here that gave the people the venereal disease if they did have one.
All right, Al, thank you. Well, he was found shot to death last October, and now his wife is charged with his murder. 59-year-old Marcia Boggs was indicted today in the murder of her 62-year-old husband, Harry. Camp Bullis police found Harry Boggs in the master bedroom of the couple's home on October 21st last year. Police say at that time, Marcia Boggs was found wandering around covered in blood, asking for help because her husband had been shot. He's been convicted of sexual harassment, and now Arturo Sanchez is asking for money from the woman he harassed. The former VIA chairman was convicted in February of committing official oppression by sexual harassment against former employee Diane Gonzalez. Jurors decided Sanchez should pay a maximum $3,000 fine and undergo sensitivity training. But today, Sanchez is saying he'll fight that settlement unless she pays for his cooperation. Also, VIA was ready to give Gonzalez $300,000 to settle a whistleblower and sexual harassment complaint. But sources say Sanchez, who's filed a counterclaim against Gonzalez, wants part of that money, too. One man is dead, another charged with murder after a heated argument at an East Side gas station. Police say the men started verbally fighting at a gas station on East Houston and IH-10 about 1 this morning. 59-year-old Clifton McPherson allegedly pulled out a pistol and shot 51-year-old Daryl Broadwater twice in the chest. Broadwater died at the hospital. Police say McPherson then allegedly shot himself in the hand while putting away the weapon. Of all the things firefighters have to worry about each day, you wouldn't think small blood-sucking animals would be among them, but they are. These men from fire station number 25 were called to a home in the 1600 block of Brunswick this afternoon to back up EMS treating an elderly woman there. The next thing they knew, they needed their fire trucks fogged and their clothes decontaminated.
We have a special shower. We have some spray to kill this. We'll decon the cab. We'll also be taking care of the EMS unit also.
This is not a joke or anything.
No, it's very serious.
All of this because of small mites called scabies. The firemen had to remove all of their clothing for this procedure, something we all agreed should occur off camera. Well, the drought is about to affect 4th of July celebrations outside the city limits. Commissioner's Court is considering a ban on all aerial fireworks because of the danger they create. The Bexar County Fire Marshal was in Commissioner's Court today requesting a ban on all bottle rockets and other flying fireworks through the 4th of July. Carl Nixon says it's necessary because those types of fireworks can't be controlled. He even has the support of fireworks makers who've agreed not to sell those fireworks.
What we are seeing down the road as far as weather forecast, things aren't looking good for the 4th. It looks like it's going to be a dry 4th of July. And again, if that be the case, then we're going to have an awful lot of fires as a result of fireworks.
Nixon suggested a field in East Bexar County be used for the controlled release of bottle rockets. County commissioners want him to see if that's okay with neighbors. He'll report back to the court next week. Recycling cans, newspapers, and plastic bottles has become a way of life for most people. But have you ever thought about recycling water? The city of San Antonio is working on a plan to do just that and keep millions of gallons of water in the aquifer. Jim Thomas reports.
Golf courses need a lot of water to keep the fairways green, but they don't need fresh water straight from the aquifer. That's where this water comes in. This is treated wastewater at the Leon Creek plant in South Bexar County. It's not the best for drinking, but it's perfect for watering. 30 million gallons of water leaves this plant every day. It feeds several small creeks, but most is lost for good. The recycling plant would take 80% of it to Mitchell Lake. There, filters, some of which are being tested today, would treat the water again and ship it out to golf courses and other industry.
We'll have a distribution system much like the potable water supply distribution system that we have now with pumps and pipelines to all the customer points.
While city golf courses will probably be the first customers, private courses like the Quarry are also interested in the plan.
In all your major golf destination areas, the source of water has turned towards reuse water because it just makes sense for communities and for golf as a sport.
The reuse project isn't cheap, about $80 million when the entire city is online. But while it may cost a lot of money, it will save a lot of water. Jim Thomas, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
2 weeks ago, Eyewitness News reported the story about a popular local waitress who was battling for her life and the people who were holding a fundraiser for her medical bills. This past weekend, that courageous woman lost her fight. Ursula Curry had been a longtime employee of Shiloh's restaurant, and she had no family to help her. The restaurant employees and patrons of Shiloh's became her family, and a fund drive was initiated for Ursula. Funeral services for the native of Germany were held Monday, but a memorial service will be held at 4 p.m. tomorrow at Shiloh's. The money raised for Ursula will go to pay for her funeral expenses. Well, there will be thousands of kids, celebrities, and Hollywood actors on hand Saturday morning when the Inner City Games kick off at SeaWorld. Today, there was a special pep rally to promote the week-long event. At HEB headquarters, Mayor Thornton was host for more than 100 inner-city youngsters as they prepare for the Youth Leadership Conference that begins tomorrow. Saturday morning, Hollywood actors Edward James Olmos and Danny Glover will be on hand as the first Inner-City Games take place in San Antonio.
Is phenomenal about coming together with things like this, and just going up to Mr. Greehey and to Mr. Klingman and all these organizations, they jumped at it, and there was not a doubt in my mind once they came forward.
After the kickoff rally, the kids were treated to giant scoops of ice cream provided by HEB, and there were all kinds of flavors. Military leaders from 14 countries come to San Antonio to learn from the U.S. about the roles of women in the military. Also, Chris and Dan talked about it yesterday. Today, we catch up with 2 San Antonio women featured in a 1947 edition of National Geographic. And later, he takes care of juries by day, makes people laugh at night.
You know, when's a deal not a deal? We all heard the story about a guy goes to a department store, buys a suit on sale because it's on sale. Finds out after a few weeks he doesn't really like the suit. Doesn't fit him, isn't the right color. That's one of the reasons why we offer everyday low pricing. At the Men's Warehouse, when your customer makes his selection, he's choosing a suit he loves, not just because of the price. I guarantee it.
On 410 Loop, Walsham Road, and in Combinate 2.
Texas goes for trucks in a Texas-sized way, whether hard at work or hard at play. And when Texas goes for trucks, it goes to the store, selling Magnum Rams, Dakotas, and more. The Texas truck stop and do Dodge.
Now Now get Texas-sized savings and values on a mid-size Dodge Dakota, like $1,000 cash back, or up to $3,500 total off on a Dakota Club Cab.
The Texas truck stop, the new Dodge.
Military leaders from 14 NATO countries visited Lackland Air Force Base today to see how the U.S. uses women in the military. The 26 officers meeting in San Antonio this week are studying ways that all armed forces can use females more effectively. Today, the group toured dorms and watched drills of the trainees at Lackland. Almost all NATO countries allow females in the military, but many have a limited role. Italy does not allow women at all, but that's about to change.
We saw that women are able to attend, all the duties in NATO countries. So why the Italians women cannot do it?
In the U.S. Air Force, almost all positions are now open to women, including combat pilot training. 1 year after he was shot down behind enemy lines in Bosnia, Captain Scott O'Grady has kept a high profile as a hero to many Americans. Today, the F-16 pilot is visiting San Antonio and talking about his ordeal. O'Grady survived on his own for days before Marines rescued him. Now he's written a book about it called Return with Honor. Today, O'Grady signed copies of the bestseller for delegates to the Texas Hospital Association convention that's meeting here in San Antonio. While he's still in the military, O'Grady has spent much of this past year traveling around the country on the lecture circuit. Well, Monday at 6 o'clock, Dan and Chris talked about a National Geographic magazine article of 1947. In that edition, 2 San Antonio girls were featured in a fiesta story. Today, Gary DeLon visited with those dancing twins and heard them reminisce about fiesta 50 years ago.
In 1947, the world-famous magazine featured San Antonio Fiesta, and the 2 dancers attired in resplendent Mexican costumes were teen twins Marcille and Marcia Howe. The girls were accomplished dancers who studied with Toots Johnson and were in a troupe sponsored by Bertha Almaguer. Today, they live next door to one another and have never been far apart since they met their husbands at a USO dance in the late 40s and had their double wedding ceremony at Fort Sam Houston. They danced on stage at the Majestic, but never had dreams of stardom because they said they were just too short for the Radio City Rockettes. They loved Rita Hayworth, Ginger Rogers, and Mitzi Gaynor.
In fact, we had a costume once that was kind of modeled after
we
Rita.
Danced for the premiere of that movie San Antonio, and we danced at the premiere at the Majestic Theater.
Yeah, and then we danced at the Texas Theater once too.
I couldn't convince the twins to dance for us, but one of their favorite numbers was a tap dance to the tune of Yankee Doodle Dandy. Their dance teacher, Toots Johnson, though past 70, is now teaching their grandchildren. But they may not make National Geographic. I'm Gary DeLon, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
His job is one of a serious nature. His hobby is just the opposite. Next, we'll introduce you to a county bailiff about to be taped for a Showtime comedy special. But first, let's check in with Albert in the Weather Center. Albert?
Deborah, still have some showers out there. Most of them are out towards the Victoria area, but showers nonetheless. We'll give you what your chance of rain is over the next few days when we come back.
Tomorrow on Eyewitness News at 6 a.m.
These guys don't monkey around when it comes to helping people with disabilities.
And the Spurs are looking for a few great kids. Tomorrow on Eyewitness News.
Nice big stuff. No, Dad, the can't go in here.
Pick what you want to drink.
In as little as 60 days, a recycled aluminum can is back on the shelf as a new aluminum can, proving nothing recycles like aluminum, or even comes close.
These drinks, remember those cans we had?
Aluminum. You get more out of a can.
Sleek, practical, beautiful. The Contour concept, found only on Frigidaire Gallery refrigerators. Convenient features like a flip-up shelf and a new built-in water filter for better tasting ice and water. Practical, beautiful. Frigidaire. Call Frigidaire and discover the look of better performance.
Texas goes for trucks in a Texas-sized way, whether hard at work or hard at play. And when Texas goes for trucks, it goes to the store, selling Magnum Rams, Dakotas, and more. The Texas truck stop, the new Dodge.
Now get Texas-sized savings and values on a mid-size Dodge Dakota, like $1,000 cash back, or up to $3,500 total off on a Dakota Club cab.
The Texas truck stop, the new Dodge.
Well, I woke up this morning, I thought, what is that? Rain again.
That's
My
good.
goodness, it's great.
We'll take all the good stuff we get. We had some scattered showers throughout the afternoon, but according to the computer models that we can do these predictions with, it's beginning to taper off now. So you were lucky.
Yes.
Lucky indeed. Hurricane tracking charts, you can go to Builder Square and pick these up. Anywhere, any Builder Square in South Texas, and it's neat. We'll share a little more as time goes on. The season has begun across the world, for that matter. But we've got some immediate action to talk about. Here's Gonzales, Texas. We've got viewers up there. There's Bastrop. Shower activity extending from Gonzales to the northeast. The showers are sinking slowly, so Gonzales may see a stray shower move into their area, but the biggest stuff right now is north and east of them, and so maybe you guys might get lucky a little later on this afternoon. Give you our weather wisdom. Are snow crystals shaped by temperatures? In other words, do they change according to the air temperature they're sitting in? We'll let you know in a second. Temperature right now in San Antonio has stayed fairly warm. It's 93. Humidity's at 36%. Barometer's falling as it does at this time of the day, and the winds are to the southwest at 10. Started out this morning at 70, went to 93. 100 is the record high for the day. 57 is the record low. In the pollen count, only mold is up, and that's into the medium range. And the aquifer went up, believe it or not, another third of a foot, 636.7. That's good. Watering days for this week. Thursday for even, Friday for odd. Here's our satellite views with Sky 5. Show you the thunderstorms that, as you saw last night on the 10 o'clock edition of Eyewitness News, thunderstorms slid south and east. Only a few scattered showers moved into South Texas throughout the early morning hours, and then have developed down, as we mentioned, towards the Houston area, Lufkin, Longview, and then just shy of Gonzales. No major frontal boundaries here. Most of them have held up across Oklahoma, Arkansas, so temperatures have moderated back out again to the 90s with some 80s up north, where they still saw some after effect of that shower activity earlier in the day. We take a look at the eastern half of the country. You can see that line of thunderstorms expanding out overnight, diminishing. A lot of these showers are due to daytime heat. So you notice when the skies went dark, the showers diminished. Late in the afternoon, again, they're building along and ahead of a frontal boundary that is expanding out over the eastern half of the country. It's too weak. You go stationary as it moves into the central half of the U.S. The push of the high pressure is away from us, so we won't see any colder air. The only cool down you're going to get is maybe you get a scattered shower in your area. Temperatures this afternoon, for the most part, very seasonal, 70s, with an unusual 59 up in Minneapolis. Forecast looks like this for tonight then. Maybe a sprinkle still around, 70 tonight, south winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, again, an afternoon shower, peaking out about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, 95. South winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. 5-day forecast says just sunshine on Thursday. Introduce the clouds back later in the week, but the chance of rain, again, is diminishing for the next few. Maybe pick it up on Monday. Are snow crystals shaped by the temperatures around them? Absolutely. From 25 to 21 degrees, Deb, they're not in the typical shape you're used to seeing, but they're shaped like needles. Just like little thin, little straw needles. They're shaped depending on how cold it is outside.
Colder it gets.
Yeah.
All right, Albert, thanks.
Okay.
Well, by day, he moves crowds into the courtroom. By night, he moves them to laughter. At the Bexar County Courthouse, bailiff Rick Gutierrez plays to a captive audience, literally. But at night, Gutierrez takes his act to an audience that's a bit harder to please. Carlos Guerra explains.
Good looking, man. Most days, you'll find Rick Gutierrez here at the Bexar County Justice Center, where he's a jury bailiff. But at night, you're more likely to find him doing something very different.
If you get women drunk, what happens, ladies? Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. They start telling the truth, you know. Yeah, they start telling the truth. Hey, honey, come here, honey. Honey, come here, come here. You know what? I never liked your mom.
I just decided one day to get up on stage and see if I had the right stuff. And fortunately, I met a guy named Luis Montalvo who gave me the time, and he was really good with me. He told me what I needed to do, and I did it. And 2 years later, I've gotten 2 national programs, my second national program.
I got a theory, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Because I'm Mexican, I do think. Thank you very much.
And Thursday, this joke-cracking bailiff will get his big break.
Oh, Thursday's a Latino Laugh Festival. It's going to be one of the hottest things here in San Antonio ever because we get to showcase our community. My piece will be shot at the River Center Comedy Club on Thursday at 6 o'clock for all the people that want to come out and see me.
What advice would you have for aspiring comics?
Hey, follow the dream. If you think you're funny and you think you got the right stuff, do it.
What advice would you have for aspiring bailiffs?
Get out of business. Hey, thank you very much.
With the joke-cracking bailiffs, this is Carlos Guerra, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Things are getting crazy in professional baseball. They're throwing punches and more. Who's in charge? Chris and Dan talk about the need for a commissioner and new developments in the Michael Irvin drug case. Bobby's got that story next in sports.
With the Gun Used Car Network, at every gun location, you're connected to the best selection of used vehicles in San Antonio. Our huge volume of new car sales gives you thousands of top-quality used vehicles to choose from. Plus, you get Gun's exclusive AutoNet, the system that puts an entire inventory at your fingertips. No matter what make, model, or price range, it's the simplest way to buy. Selection, guarantee, and the no-hassle of Gun one simple price. Only from the Gun Used Car Network. Get connected at any gun location.
You bought it, Matt. You gotta handle it.
If you buy something at Circuit City, then see it advertised for less, just come back. Our low price guarantee means you'll get the difference.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I bought this.
Plus 10% of the difference.
And today I saw this. Just open the paper and there it was.
It's that easy. There.
That's it?
That's it.
Cool.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art.
He was the worst serial arsonist in U.S. history. Only one man knew his identity. But could he bring himself to turn in his own son? Neil Patrick Harris and Gerald McCraney star in the CBS True Life drama, Not Our Son. Tonight at 8, followed by Eyewitness News at 10.
It's the practice Kathy Lee Gifford once stopped. Now hard copy exposes a shocking Central American sweatshop that has turned America's sweetheart into a watchdog crusader. The sweatshop horrors of Honduras.
Tonight at 6:30 on Ken's TV.
If we just gave you a bedliner, you may not consider it a big deal until you consider it comes with a new GMC pickup. Your choice of Sonoma or Sierra. And right now, you can also get great Smart Buy rates on Sonoma. So, when you think about all the things you can do in your truck and all the places you can go, that bedliner we gave you not only becomes a big deal, but a big value. So hurry, see your hometown GMC dealer today.
Now at iMasters, you'll be seeing double. Buy one pair of glasses and get one free. That's two pairs for the price of one. So get to iMasters on the double. Buy one pair and get one free for a short time at iMasters.
Bobby Estel, a man with a mission. A whole lot of missions, a whole ball team worth.
That's right, Deborah. Missions and winning missions. Remember back